Close your eyes for just 1 second. Now imagine this. You walk into a big supermarket. The lights are bright. There are hundreds of products. A worker walks by and asks you, "Can I help you find something?" Could you answer right now, in 3 seconds, without translating in your head first? If your answer is, "I'm not sure," don't worry. That's exactly why we're here today. Hi, welcome back to EFL USA. My name is Grace, and today we're doing something special. This is a full 1 hour listening and speaking practice, and the topic is one of the most important places in your daily life in America: the supermarket. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to say when you can't find an item, when a price looks wrong, when the cashier asks you a question you don't expect, and when you need to ask for a discount or a refund. This is real, practical English, survival English, not textbook English, the kind of English you need the moment you walk through those sliding doors. Before we start, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. We post new practical English lessons for real American situations every single day. Shopping, job interviews, doctor visits, phone calls, and more. Okay, let's begin. I want to tell you about someone named Rosa. Rosa moved to the United States 3 months ago. She speaks a little English, but not a lot. Today is a big day for her. It's the first time she is going grocery shopping completely alone without her cousin to help her translate. Her husband gave her $40 and a short list: milk, eggs, bread, ground beef, apples, and rice. $40. That's it. No more, no less. She needs to make it work, because that's all the money they have. Until Friday. Rosa parks the car, takes a deep breath, and walks into the supermarket. The doors open automatically, and cold air rushes over her. Right away, she feels a small wave of nervousness in her stomach. So many people, so many signs, so many choices. But she remembers what she told herself in the car. I can do this. One word at a time. Let's learn our first group of words together, because you're going to need them the moment you walk into any supermarket. Just like Rosa. Are you ready? Let's go. Word number 1, aisle. Say it with me. Ale. Ale. This word is spelled A-I-S-L-E, but we don't say the S. A-I-L. An aisle is the long path between the shelves in a store. When you want to find something, you look for the aisle number. For example, the milk is in aisle 3. Let's practice. Repeat after me. The milk is in aisle 3. Good. One more. Time. Excuse me, which aisle has the bread? Excellent. Now you try it. Imagine you're looking for eggs. Ask out loud. Excuse me, which aisle has the eggs? Word number 2, cart. Say it with me. Cart. Cart. A cart is the metal basket on wheels that you push around the store to put your food in. Some people call it a shopping cart or a grocery cart. For example, I need a cart. This is a lot of food. Let's practice together. I need a cart for all this food. Again. Can I get a cart, please? Good. Now, if you only need a few things, you might use a basket instead of a cart. Say it with me. Basket. I'll just use a basket today. Small trips, small basket. Big trips, big cart. Word number 3. Aisle again. No, wait. Let's move to receipt. Say it with me. Receipt, receipt. Remember, we don't say the P sounds strongly. It's receipt. A receipt is the small paper you get after you pay, showing everything you bought and how much it cost. For example, keep your receipt in case you need to return something. Let's practice. Keep your receipt in case you need a return. Again, can I get a receipt, please? Good. Always keep your receipt. It's your proof of purchase. If a price is wrong later, or an item breaks, you will need it. Word number 4, price tag. Say it with me. Price tag. Price tag. This is the small label on a product that tells you how much it costs. For example, check the price tag before you put it in your cart. Let's practice together. Check the price tag before you buy it. Again, the price tag says $3. Good. Now you try. Imagine you're looking at a box of cereal. Say it out loud. The price tag says $4.99. Word number 5, on sale. Say it with me. On sale. On sale. This means a product costs less money than usual for a limited time. It's a special discount. For example, this bread is on sale this week. Let's practice. This bread is on sale this week. Again, is the chicken on sale today? Good. This is one of the most useful phrases in the whole supermarket. Because when something is on sale, you save money. And saving money matters. Especially when you only have $40. Like Rosa. Let's pause here for a second and put these 5 words together in a small story. Just like Rosa's morning. Listen carefully. Rosa pushed her cart down aisle 2, looking for bread. She checked the price tag on a loaf. It said $2, and there was a small yellow sign that said it was on sale. She smiled, put the bread in her cart, and kept the receipt in her pocket for later. Let's repeat that together. Sentence by sentence. Rosa pushed her cart down aisle 2, looking for bread. Good. She checked the price tag on a loaf. Nice. It said $2, and there was a small yellow sign that said it was on sale. Excellent. She smiled, put the bread in her cart, and kept the receipt in her pocket for later. Perfect. Do you see how these words fit together naturally? That's exactly how they're used in real life. Now, let's go back to Rosa's story. Because something is about to happen. Rosa found the milk easily. Aisle 3. Just like the sign said. She found the eggs and the bread without any problem. But then she walked to aisle 7, looking for ground beef, and she couldn't find it anywhere. She looked left. She looked right. Nothing. Her heart started beating a little faster. She only had a limited amount of time before she had to pick up her daughter from school. She needed help, help! But she was scared to ask. What if the worker talked too fast? What if she didn't understand the answer? This is a very real moment. Maybe you've felt this exact feeling before. That small fear right before you have to speak English to a stranger. But here's the good news. There are simple, short phrases that work every single time. Let's learn them right now, so next time, you won't freeze like Rosa almost did. Phrase number 1. Excuse me. Where can I find? Say it with me. Excuse me. Where can I find? This is a polite way to start any question in a store. You just add the item at the end. For example, excuse me. Where can I find the ground beef? Let's practice together. Excuse me, where can I find the ground beef? Again, slower this time. Excuse me, where can I find the rice? Good. Notice, you don't need a long sentence. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need these 6 words and then the name of what you're looking for. Phrase number 2. Do you have any? Say it with me. Do you have any? This phrase is used when you're not sure if the store even sells the item. For example, do you have any brown rice? Let's practice. Do you have any brown rice? Again. Do you have any fresh fish today? Good. This phrase is soft and polite, and it works in almost any store, any situation. Phrase number 3. It's right over there. Say it with me. It's right over there. This is what the worker might say back to you. It means the item is close by, in that direction. Let's practice. It's right over there, next to the chicken. Again, it's right over there, in the back. Good. When someone says this to you, look in the direction they're pointing and say thank you. Thank you. Let's put Rosa's moment into a real conversation. Listen first. Rosa walked up to a worker stocking shelves nearby. She took a breath and said, "Excuse me, where can I find the ground beef?" The worker smiled and said, "It's right over there, in the meat section, past the dairy." Rosa said, "Thank you so much." And just like that, the fear disappeared. It was so much easier than she expected. Let's practice this whole conversation together. Both sides, so you're ready for it in real life. First, Rosa's line. Repeat after me. Excuse me, where can I find the ground beef? Good. Now the worker's line. It's right over there in the meat section, past the dairy. Nice. And Rosa's response. Thank you so much. Perfect. Now let's do it faster, like a real conversation would sound. Excuse me, where can I find the ground beef? It's right over there, past the dairy. Thank you so much. Do you feel that? That small feeling of relief when you know exactly what to say? That's the goal of today's video. Not perfect grammar. Not a big vocabulary. Just the right words ready in your mouth, exactly when you need them. Let's keep building. I want to teach you a few more essential words before we go back to Rosa and see what happens at the checkout counter because that's where the real challenge begins. Word number 6. Fresh. Say it with me. Fresh. Fresh. This word describes food that is new, not old, not frozen, not from a can. For example, I want fresh vegetables, not canned ones. Let's practice. I want fresh vegetables, not canned ones. Again, is this fish fresh or frozen? Good. In American supermarkets, you'll often see a fresh produce section. That means fresh fruits and vegetables. Word number 7. Frozen. Say it with me. Frozen. Frozen. This is food kept very cold, so it lasts longer. For example, the frozen pizza is in aisle 9. Let's practice together. The frozen pizza is in aisle 9. Again, I bought frozen vegetables because they're cheaper. Good. Frozen food can actually save you money, and it lasts a long time in your freezer. That's a helpful tip, not just a vocabulary word. Word number 8. Expiration date. Say it with me. Expiration date. Expiration date. This is the date printed on food that tells you the last day it's safe to eat. For example, always check the expiration date on milk. Let's practice. Always check the expiration date on milk. Again, this yogurt's expiration date is next week. Good. This is a very important phrase for your safety and your family's health. Never skip checking this. Word number 9, per pound. Say it with me. Per pound. Per pound. This tells you the price for 1 pound of something, usually meat, fruit, or vegetables that are weighed. For example, the chicken is $2 per pound. Let's practice. The chicken is $2 per pound. Again, how much is this per pound? Good. This phrase is extremely useful because a lot of food in American supermarkets, especially meat and produce, is priced by weight, not by the item. Word number 10. Bulk. Say it with me. Bulk. Bulk. This means buying a large amount of something at once, often for a lower price per item. For example, buying rice in bulk saves money. Let's practice together. Buying rice in bulk saves money. Again, do you sell nuts in bulk? Good. When you're on a tight budget like Rosa, buying in bulk can really help stretch your money further. Let's review these last 5 words together. Fresh, frozen, expiration date. Per pound, bulk. Say them with me. Fresh, frozen, expiration date, per pound, bulk. Wonderful. Now let's put them in a quick story. Rosa walked to the meat section and found ground beef for $3 per pound. She checked the expiration date, and it was good for 5 more days. She thought about buying a bigger bulk package to save money, but decided a smaller amount was better for this week. She also grabbed some fresh tomatoes, not the canned ones, because they were on sale too. Let's repeat that together. Rosa walked to the meat section and found ground beef for $3 per pound. Good.
Good.
She checked the expiration date, and it was good for 5 more days. Nice. She thought about buying a bigger bulk package to save money. Excellent. She also grabbed some fresh tomatoes, not the canned ones, because they were on sale, too. Perfect. You're doing amazing. We've learned 10 words and 3 key phrases so far, and we're only getting started. Ye? Type still here in the comments if you're following along with me. Practicing out loud, not just listening quietly. Come on, let me see your commitment. Still here. Beautiful. That's exactly the energy we need for the next part of Rosa's story. Because now she's heading to the checkout line, and this is where things get a little more challenging. Rosa checked her list one more time. Milk, eggs, bread, ground beef, apples, rice. Everything was in her cart. She looked at the time. She still had 15 minutes before she needed to leave to get her daughter. Use it. She took another deep breath and got in line behind 3 other customers. Her heart started beating a little faster again because she knew the hardest part was coming. The checkout counter, the cashier, the questions she couldn't predict. This is exactly the moment where most beginners feel stuck. Not because their English is bad, but because they don't know which phrases are coming, so they can't prepare. But right now, you're about to learn exactly what a cashier says, in what order. So, nothing will surprise you again. Let's slow down and learn the checkout vocabulary, step by step. Before we go back to Rosa, in line. Word number 11, checkout. Say it with me. Checkout. Checkout. This is the counter or the area where you pay for your items. For example, the checkout line is really long today. Let's practice. The checkout line is really long today. Again, where's the checkout counter? Good. Word number 12, cashier. Say it with me. Cashier. Cashier. This is the person who works at the register and takes your money. For example, the cashier scanned all my items quickly. Let's practice together. The cashier scanned all my items quickly. Again, can I pay the cashier with cash? Good. Word number 13, rewards card. Say it with me. Rewards card. Rewards card. Many American supermarkets have a free membership card that gives you discounts. It's also sometimes called a loyalty card or club card. For example, do you have a rewards card with us? Let's practice. Do you have a rewards card with us? Again, I don't have a rewards card yet. Good. If a cashier asks you this and you don't have one, it's completely fine. You can simply say, word number 14, I don't have one. Say it with me. I don't have one. This is a short, simple, and completely acceptable answer. You don't need to explain anything else. Let's practice together. I don't have one. That's okay. Again, no, I don't have one. Good. Short answers are perfectly fine in English. You don't always need a long sentence. Word number 15, paper or plastic. Say it with me. Paper or plastic. Paper or plastic. This is a very common question at checkout, asking which type of bag you want for your groceries. For example, paper or plastic, ma'am. Let's practice. Paper or plastic today? Again, I'll take paper, please. Good. Some stores now ask, do you need a bag? Instead, because customers often bring their own reusable bags, let's put this all together and go back to Rosa. Standing in line, watching the customer in front of her finish paying. Now, it's her turn. The cashier, a young man with a friendly smile, starts scanning her items. Beep, 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 milk, eggs, bread. Then he looks up and asks, do you have a rewards card with us? Rosa remembers exactly what to say. She answers calmly, no, I don't have one. The cashier says, no problem, let's practice that exchange together. First, his question. Repeat after me. Do you have a rewards card with us? Good. Now Rosa's answer. No, I don't have one. Nice. And his response. No problem. Excellent. Now let's do it together. Back and forth, like a real conversation. Do you have a rewards card with us? No, I don't have one. No problem. See how simple that was? No fear needed. Just 3 short lines, and you're completely ready for one of the most common questions at any checkout counter in America. The cashier continues scanning. Ground beef, apples, rice. Then he asks another question. Paper or plastic? Rosa remembers this phrase too and answers. Paper, please. The cashier nods and starts bagging her groceries in a brown paper bag. Let's practice. Paper or plastic? Paper, please. Good. One more time, a different answer. Paper or plastic? Plastic is fine, thank you. Excellent. Both answers work perfectly. There's no wrong choice here. Just your personal preference. Now here comes the moment. Rosa was most nervous out. The total price. She watches the small screen. The cashier says the total number out loud. But wait. Something feels wrong. The number seems higher than she expected. Did she calculate correctly in her head? Is one of the items not on sales, like the sign said? Her hands feel a little sweaty, holding her $40. This is exactly the situation where many people just pay quietly, even if they think there's a mistake, because they're scared to say something in English. But you don't have to be scared. There is a simple, polite, completely normal phrase for exactly this moment, and we're going to learn it right now. Together. Then, before we continue with Rosa's story in our next part, let's slow down and get ready for the price check phrases. Mass, because this next section is one of the most important parts of today's entire lesson. Take a breath with me. In and out. You're doing wonderfully. You've already learned 15 essential supermarket words and several full conversations. Your English is getting stronger with every single sentence you repeat out loud. Let's continue right where we left off. Rosa is standing at the checkout counter, looking at the total price on the small screen, feeling that the number seems a little too high. Word number 16, price check. Say it with me. Price check. Price check. This is a request to have someone verify the correct price of an item, usually because you think there might be a mistake. So, for example, can you do a price check on this item? Let's practice check on together. Can you do a price check on this item? Again, I think there might be a price check needed here. Good. Word number 17. I think there's a mistake. Say it with me. I think there's a mistake. This is a polite, gentle way to point out a problem without sounding angry or rude. For example, excuse me, I think there's a mistake with this price. Let's practice. Excuse me, I think there's a mistake with this price. Again, slower this time. I think there's a mistake. Good. Notice the word think. It softens the sentence. You're not saying, you're wrong. You're saying, I believe something might be off. That small difference matters a lot in polite English conversation. Word it rang up 18. Say it with me. It rang up as. It rang up as. This phrase describes what price the register showed when the cashier scanned an item. For example, the sign said $2, but it rang up as $3. Let's practice together. The sign said $2, but it rang up as $3. Again, this item rang up wrong. Good. Word number 19. Could you check? Say it with me. Could you check? Could you check? This is a very polite way to ask someone to look into something for you. For example, could you check the price of this bread, please? Let's practice. Could you check the price of this bread, please? Again, could you check that for me? Good. Word number 20. No worries. Say it with me. No worries, no worries. This is a friendly, casual way to say, it's okay, or that's fine. You'll hear cashiers and workers say this all the time in America. For example, no worries, let me check that for you. Let's practice together. No worries, let me check that for you. Again, no worries at all. Good. Now let's go back to Rosa. She looks at the screen carefully, and she remembers the yellow sign on the bread that said, it was on sale for $2, but the screen shows something different. She takes a small breath, and instead of staying silent, instead of just paying and feeling bad about it later, she speaks up calmly and politely. Rosa says, excuse me, I think there's a mistake. The bread rang up as $2.50, but the sign said it was on sale for $2. The cashier looks a little surprised, then smiles and says, oh, no worries. Let me check that for you. He picks up a small phone-like scanner, walks quickly to the bread aisle, checks the sign, and comes back. You're right, he says. I'll fix that for you now. He types something into the register, and the price changes. Let's practice this whole conversation together, step by step. First, Rosa's sentence. Repeat after me. Excuse me, I think there's a mistake. Good. Continue. The bread rang up as $2.50, but the sign said it was on sale for $2. Nice. Take your time with that one. It's a longer sentence. Now the cashier's response. Oh, no worries. Let me check that for you. Excellent. And his final line, "You're right. I'll fix that for you now." Perfect. Now, let's do the full exchange together, faster, the way it would really sound in the store. "Excuse me, I think there's a mistake. The bread rang up as $2.50, but the sign said $2. No worries. Let me check that for you." "You're right. I'll fix that for you now." How did that feel? I want you to notice something important here. Rosa didn't need to be angry. She didn't need perfect grammar. She didn't need a long, complicated explanation. She just needed 5 simple pieces. Get the cashier's attention politely. Say what she noticed, explain briefly what happened, and let the worker help her. That's it. That's the whole skill. This moment matters so much. Because, think about it. If Rosa had stayed quiet, she would have paid 50 extra cents. That might not sound like a lot, but when you only have $40 for a week of groceries, every 50 cents matters. Matter? Speaking up, even with simple English, protects your money. It protects your family. This is why we call this channel Survival English. It's not about sounding fancy. It's about using English as a tool to take care of yourself and the people you love. Let's take a short pause and do a quick review of everything so far. I'm going to say a word, and I want you to say it back to me immediately, out loud before I say the next one. Ready? Easel, cart. Receipt, price tag. On sale, checkout. Cashier, rewards card. Paper or plastic. Price check. Beautiful work. If you got most of those, you are already ahead of where you were 1 hour ago. Now, let's continue with Rosa's story. Because after the price gets fixed, the cashier tells her the new total, and this time, it's a good number. It's actually under her $40 with a little bit left over. She feels a wave of relief and pride wash over her. She did it. She spoke English in a real situation. She caught a mistake. And she fixed it. All by herself. She hands over 2 $20 bills. The cashier gives her back some change and her receipt and says, "Have a great day." Rosa smiles and says, "You too. Thank you so much." She pushes her cart toward the exit, and for the first time all morning, her shoulders feel relaxed. Let's learn this final small exchange because it happens at literally every checkout counter in every store in America every single day. Have a great day. Say it with me. Have a great day. Have a great day. This is one of the most common ways to end a short, polite interaction in America. For example, a cashier might say, "Have a great day," and you simply respond with phrase, "You too." Say it with me. You too. You too. Short, simple, natural. Let's practice the full exchange. Have a great day. You too. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. That went well for Rosa. But what if it doesn't go so smoothly for me? What if the cashier talks fast? What if I don't understand a question at all? That's a completely fair worry, and I want to give you one more incredibly useful phrase. Yay. Yay. a phrase that can save you in almost any confusing moment, anywhere, not just in a supermarket. Phrase. Could you say that again, please? Say it with me. Could you say that again, please? Could you say that again, please? This phrase is polite, natural, and completely normal. Native speakers ask each other this all the time too, not just English learners. For example, if a cashier asks you something quickly and you miss it, you simply say, "Could you say that again, please?" Let's practice together. Could you say that again, please? Again, a little slower and softer. Could you say that again, please? Good. Here's an even shorter version you can use. Phrase. Sorry, what was that? Say it with me. Sorry, what was that? Sorry, what was that? This is more casual, friendly, still completely polite. Let's practice. Sorry, what was that? Again. Sorry, could you repeat that? Good. You now have 3 different ways to ask someone to slow down or repeat something. Could you say that again, please? Sorry, what was that? And could you repeat that? Use whichever one feels most natural to you. I want to give you one more scene. A slightly different situation. Because supermarkets aren't only about buying food and checking out. Sometimes you need to return something or exchange it. Let's imagine a new short story to practice this. A man named Carlos bought a gallon of milk yesterday. When he got home and opened it this morning to make coffee, he realized the milk had already gone bad. It smelled wrong. He checked the expiration date, and to his surprise, the date had already passed, even though the store was still selling it. Carlos decided to go back to the store today with his receipt to get his money back. This is a completely normal, common situation, and knowing the right words will help you handle it with confidence instead of frustration. Word. Return. Say it with me. Return. This means bringing an item back to the store because there's a problem with it, or you changed your mind. For example, I'd like to return this milk. Please. Let's practice together. I'd like to return this milk, please. Again, can I return this if I have the receipt? Good. Word. Refund. Say it with me. Refund. This means getting your money back after returning something. For example, I'd like a refund for this item. Let's practice. I'd like a refund for this item. Again, can I get a refund, please? Good word. Exchange. Say it with me. Exchange. This means trading the item you have for a different one, instead of getting money back. For example, I'd like to exchange this for a fresh one. Let's practice together. I'd like to exchange this for a fresh one. Again, can I exchange this for a different size? Good. Word. Return policy. Say it with me. Return policy. This is the store's rule about what they accept for returns and refunds and how many days you have to bring items back. For example, what's your return policy on dairy products? Let's practice. What's your return policy on dairy products? Again, Do you have a return policy for opened items? Good. Word. Customer service. Say it with me. Customer service. Customer service. This is the counter or desk in the store where you go for returns, refunds, questions, and help. For example, customer service is near the front entrance. Let's practice together. Customer service is near the front entrance. Again, I need to go to customer service. Good. Now let's put Carlos's situation into a full, real conversation. He walks up to the customer service desk with the silk and his receipt. The worker behind the counter says, "Hi, how can I help you today?" Carlos says, "Hi, I bought this milk yesterday, but it's already gone bad. The expiration date already passed. I'd like a refund, please." The worker looks at the receipt and says, "I'm so sorry about that. Do you have the receipt with you?" Carlos answers, "Yes, right here." The worker says, "Great. I can refund that for you right now." Let's practice this conversation together, piece by piece. First, the worker's greeting. Repeat after me. "Hi, how can I help you today?" Good. Now Carlos's explanation. "Hi, I bought this milk yesterday, but it's already gone bad." Nice. Continue. "The expiration date already passed. I'd like a refund, please." Excellent. Longer sentence. Take your time. Now the worker's response. "I'm so sorry about that. Do you have the receipt with you?" Good. And Carlos. "Yes, right here." Perfect. And the final line. "Great. I can refund that for you right now." Wonderful. Now, all together, like a real conversation. A little faster this time. "Hi, how can I help you today?" "Hi, I bought this milk yesterday, but it's already gone bad. The expiration date already passed. I'd like a refund, please." "I'm so sorry about that. Do you have the receipt with you?" "Yes, right here." "Great. I can refund that for you right now." Excellent work. This is exactly why we always tell you. Keep your receipt. It's your key to getting your money back when something goes wrong. Wrong. Let's do a quick review of this section before we move into our final block. The pattern drill, where we're going to combine everything into fast, flexible sentence patterns. You can use anywhere in the supermarket, in almost any situation. Say these words with me one more time. Return, refund, exchange, return, policy, customer service. Beautiful. Now, here's something important I want you to remember. Every single phrase we've practiced today isn't just for supermarkets. Excuse me, where can I find? Do you have any? I think there's a mistake. Could you check? Could you say that again? Please? These patterns work at the pharmacy, at the mall, at the post office, almost anywhere in daily American life. When you master a pattern, you're not just learning one sentence, you're learning a tool you can use again and again in dozens of different situations. Do singy. Type, "I can do this," in the comments. If you're feeling more confident right now than you did 1 hour ago. I really want to see it. I can do this. Yes, you absolutely can. Let's keep this energy going into our next section, where we're going to speed things up with rapid pattern practice and then finish with Rosa's final moment in the parking lot, a moment that I think is going to mean a lot to you. Let's finish strong. This final part is going to combine everything you've learned into fast, flexible patterns, and then we'll close out Rosa's story together. Now, it's time for rapid pattern practice. This is different from what we've done so far. Instead of learning one word at a time slowly, we're going to move quickly through sentence patterns, the kind of patterns you can use with almost any word you plug into them. This builds something called muscle memory, where your mouth starts producing English automatically without you translating first. Part 1. Where is the? Say it with me. Where is the? Now, I'm going to give you several endings quickly, one after another. Repeat each full sentence after me. Where is the milk? Where is the bread? Where is the checkout? Where is the customer service desk? Where is the restroom? Good, good, good. Do you feel how the pattern stays the same and only the last word changes? That's the secret to speaking faster. You don't need a new sentence structure every time. You need one strong pattern and many words to plug into it. Part 2. Do you have any? Repeat after me quickly. Do you have any milk? Do you have any bread? Do you have any fresh fish? Do you have any discounts today? Do you have any bags? Excellent. Part 3. How much is? Repeat after me. How much is this? How much is the chicken? How much is it per pound? How much is the total? How much is this after the discount? Good. Part 4. Can I get a? Repeat after me. Can I get a bag? Can I get a receipt? Can I get a refund? Can I get a cart? Can I get a price check on this? Wonderful. Part 5. I'd like to. Repeat after me. I'd like to return this. I'd like to exchange this. I'd like to pay with cash. I'd like to use a coupon. I'd like a refund. Please. Beautiful. Let's do one more round. Faster, mixing all 5 patterns together, just like a real trip to the supermarket. Yeah. Would sound in your head. Where is the frozen food? Do you have any brown rice? How much is this per pound? Can I get a price check on this? I'd like to pay with cash. Excellent work. If you said all of those out loud, you just practiced 5 real supermarket conversations in under a minute. That's the power of pattern drilling. Now, let's go back to Rosa one final time. She's walking out of the store, pushing her cart toward her car in the parking lot. The sun is warm on her face. She loads the paper bags into her trunk, one by one. Milk, eggs, bread, ground beef at the right price, fresh apples, a bag of rice. She checks the receipt one more time in her hand, and she smiles, a real, deep smile, because the total is exactly $38.20. Under her budget. She saved money. She caught a mistake. She asked for help without fear. And she did it all in English. Her second language, a language she's still learning every single day. As she gets in the car, she thinks about how nervous she felt just 1 hour earlier standing outside those sliding doors. And now, she feels something different. Not perfect confidence, not fluent English, but something just as powerful. Proof. Proof that she can handle real situations, one conversation at a time. That feeling, that exact feeling Rosa has right now, that's what I want for you. Not perfect English. Not zero mistakes. Just the confidence to walk into a store, a doctor's office, an interview, and know that you have the tools to handle whatever happens. Want. Let's do one full review together before we close today's lesson. I'll say the word. Then, and I want you to say it back immediately, and if you can, use it in a short sentence. Ready? Ale. Cart. Receipt. Price tag. On sale. Checkout. Cashier. Rewards card. Fresh. Frozen. Expiration date. Per pound. Bulk. Price check. Return. Refund. Exchange. Return policy. Customer service. Look at that list. 19 essential words, plus over a dozen full phrases and complete conversations, all from one place. The supermarket. This is a place you'll visit again and again, every single week, maybe every single day. Every time you go, you now have real tools ready in your mouth, not just in your memory. Before we finish, I want to remind you of something important. Learning these words today is just the beginning. The real transformation happens when you use them. So here's your challenge, the same challenge I give every learner in this community. The next time you go to a supermarket, pick 3 phrases from today's lesson. Maybe, excuse me, where can I find? I think there's a mistake. And could you check the price for me? Say them out loud in your car before you walk in, even just once. Then use them for real inside the store. That small action, using English in a real moment, is worth more than an entire week of silent studying. I also want to say this clearly. It's completely normal to feel nervous. Rosa felt nervous. Carlos felt a little frustrated. Almost every person learning a new language feels that small knot in their stomach before speaking. But that feeling doesn't mean you're not ready. It just means it matters to you. And the only way through it is one conversation at a time, exactly like we practiced today. If today's lesson helped you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend or family member who's also learning English for daily life here in America. Practicing together, supporting each other, that makes this journey so much easier. Don't forget to subscribe to EFL USA if you haven't already. We post new practical English lessons every single day, real situations, real vocabulary, real confidence. Next time, we're heading somewhere different. The job interview. We'll practice exactly what to say. When someone asks, "Tell me about yourself," and how to talk about your salary expectations without panicking. It's going to be another powerful lesson, and I can't wait to guide you through it. Just like today. Until then, keep practicing. Keep speaking out loud, even when you're alone, in your car or your kitchen. Keep believing that your English is growing. One word, one sentence, one supermarket trip at a time. This is Grace from EFL USA, and I am so proud of the work you did today. Go out there, walk into that store with your head up, and use your English with confidence. You've earned it. I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care and have a great day.